Hey guys, Dazzler Magic here, and to my amazement, they actually have more of the Masterpiece cards. I forgot what they're really calling them, but they're Masterpieces. I think they had to call them something different because they're not in the draft packs. So what are we interested in? Well, naturally the prices, or I should say the values, depending upon what side you're on. So the prices. First up, we got Leyline of the Void, one of, if not the most expensive Leyline. If it's in your opening hand, you drop it directly onto the battlefield. I've never liked that. And if a card would be put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. That's a bit of a theme with these, you'll see. And this happens to be about $9. Now that's the lowest you can buy it at. This special edition might pump it up a little bit, but usually just a reprint in general throws it down. But based on the pull densities of these, I think they're going to be pretty high. With a couple exceptions, this doesn't really do much to the worldwide supply of any single in this video or the last one. Next up, we've got Nature's Will. That's about an $11 Champions of Kamigawa card. And the Secret Lair version is also 11, so this might stay consistent with it. Because it's in a different language, I guess I could translate it, otherwise just, none of these are new cards. So whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, tap all lands that player controls, and untap all lands you control. And it's an enchantment. I've never heard of that card, but that's pretty funny. That's pretty good. Next up, we've got Repercussion. This was in a Secret Lair, but it was also in Urza's Destiny, and both of those are over $20, closer to like 25, 26. So pretty spicy reprint. Now, there's going to be the Japanese version of this, and then I guess also another version, like an English version. That's kind of weird. And then for some reason, the English one is going like $4 higher. I guess all the weebs are out of money, and the people just want to be able to read the damn card. Next up, Hardened Scales, one of the most overpowered cards from Khans of Tarkir. Those of you who survived that nightmare remember it. Somehow, $5. I mean, explain that one to me. I would have guessed like 13, 14 bucks all day. I mean, it was in Double Masters 2, or 2022, or whatever they called it. It was in the Warhammer deck. It was a variant version of it exists, but that's like $7. I don't know. I thought this used to be higher. Boy, it was in the promos pack. There was another variant of it. It was in Commander Anthology. Oh, it was in Commander 2016. Well, none of those are very big prints. That is surprising. That is like really surprising. Next up, Intangible Virtue. It was in some things. It's 35 cents. Boy, that would suck to pull this. If you haven't heard of it, creature tokens you control get +1/+1 and have vigilance. It's kind of overrated, but it doesn't apply to anything other than tokens. Next up, Mana Flare. The price on this is $2,200. That's the alpha version. If you want this one, it's $4. It's an enchantment, and whenever a player taps land for mana, that player adds 1 mana of any type that the land produced. That's pretty spicy. Next up, we got Dawn of Hope. Oh, by the way, I guess if you haven't noticed at this point, they're all enchantments. I think I forgot to mention that in the first video. Well, this wasn't Guilds of Ravnica. It's a good card, but it's only 50 cents. Next up, another card I've never heard of, Intruder Alarm. It was in Stronghold as a rare, and that version is $14. Obviously, it was in Mystery Booster / The List. I mean, almost all of these were. I don't even say it anymore. 8th edition is still $13. Of course, it was in a Secret Lair because they burned every possible monetary possibility they could, I guess would be the way to phrase it. But they're only asking $10 for this one on pre-order right now. And the Secret Lair one is $21. These are crashing before they're even, kind of technically on sale. Next up, Fraying Sanity. It's a card from Hour of Devastation. I absolutely hate it, and anybody who plays this card is a piece of human garbage. It's worth $4 because there's not that many pieces of human garbage left in the community playing this. But yeah, enchant player. At the beginning of each player's end step, enchanted player mills X cards, where X is the number of cards put into their graveyard from anywhere this turn. Annoying to track, it's an annoying mill card, and if you play it, you're annoying. So then we got Leyline of Lightning. It is 49 cents. A lot of these Leylines aren't very good. I don't like the whole mechanic of if it's in your opening hand, begin with it on the battlefield. I'm sure it was interesting at the time, but now it's just really, you pretty much just do annoying degenerate stuff with it. Next up, we've got Oversold Cemetery. It's from Onslaught. That one's worth a little bit, but it was in Dominaria Remastered as a full art borderless, real cool looking one, and even that one's only $1, so I wouldn't hold out hope for this one. Next up, we've got Ground Seal. It's not a full shutdown graveyard card. In fact, it's not even that effective, so it's only 50 cents. But it does say, when Ground Seal enters battlefield, draw a card, which makes sense because it's useless. But cards in graveyards can't be the targets of spells or abilities from, like, outside the graveyard. But if it has an effect on it, you can still cast it. As long as it doesn't, I guess, target itself. It'll stop Resurrectors, I guess. I don't know. Next up, Phyrexian Unlife. That's right, the Phyrexians were a big fan of unsets. So there's a secret lair version of this with all this stupid little Pokemon sparkly foil crap on it that's $7. This one they're only asking $3 for. And it wasn't new Phyrexia. It used to be kind of valuable a little bit. I gotta read this one in case you're not looking at the screen. You don't lose the game for having 0 or less life. As long as you have 0 or less life, all damage is dealt to you as though its source had infect. That's kind of nuts. Next up, Parallel Lives. This is a $50 card from Innistrad that there are not many copies going around of. The anime alternative version of this that's in the same series or whatever is like completely nutty. But that's worth $50. This on pre-order is $50. And then the Judge promo that I think was pretty recent is $50. That seems a little sus to me. I think they just don't know what to do. But I believe that's the most expensive one so far. Next up, though, it's Goblin Bombardment. We're back to the fun art. This is only a $2 card, though, so nothing too special there. Next up, there's Rest in Peace from Return to Ravnica. It's a $5 card. I think it used to be more. It wasn't a secret lair, and that version is $28. By the way, you want to talk about a full graveyard blocker? Oh yeah! Can't interact with the graveyard if you don't have a graveyard. So this version of it is $4. I don't know why the secret lair one is so high. Maybe it was a typo on the site I'm looking at. Who knows? Next up, Grasp of Fate. It was in Commander Masters, which puts it at about $2.50. This version, they're only asking $1.50, so they don't have a whole lot of faith in this this artwork or special frame, I guess. Next up, the classic cheated into play and piss your opponents off, Omniscience. So the Masterpiece version from Hour of Devastation is $160. That ain't playing. The Judge promo is somehow only $30, and that art looks amazing, but people are just like, ooh, rarity, woo. But if you just want to go the cheap route, M13, $15. And if you didn't read it, everything in your hand is free. Next up, very underappreciated card, Impact Tremors. I think you mixed this with like Siege and that kind of took off for a little bit and then people still didn't hear about it. I don't know. It's still an underappreciated card at $5. That's all I'm going to say. Oh, especially since not only could I tell that some already sold because the number available is very unusual for a pre-order, but it's $3.49. So cheaper than the others, then people bought it. And then the Secret Lair version is $17. I would up the price on it. So that is actually it for now. I don't really know what the average is, but just kind of feeling it out. I don't think it's above $10. I mean, you got the 50 throwing it off, but yeah, these ain't no masterpieces. I mean, they tried with like the Japanese art and then the regular, but people are kind of over that. People are starting to get over that fake pseudo retro framed nonsense. People are kind of over like the fake reprints with the Planeswalker symbol, you know, on the little corner and the black. I don't know. They're throwing everything at them to see who will buy what, and they're just losing customers left and right. What they should do is instead of short-term gains, they should try to like address what people don't like about the game, which is it's too expensive, too rapid, standard is too complex and annoying. They don't want to teach it to anybody, and they won't do anything about toxic, unfun decks that nobody wants to play against, which is 10 times worse when you can't like socially shame the person in person at F&M playing paper compared to Arena, where people just don't care because you're just a name on a screen and you're probably a dick. I would get to addressing that. And what do they do? Add complexity and power by attacking on another year. Another last-ditch effort to get people to not quit Arena literally like right now when rotation would have happened. What a great business strategy. I'm not even giving them 5 years. I'm giving them like 2. And then the game's just going to crash and they're either going to resurrect it or they're going to write it down like the guy on that dumb movie. Doctor Strangelove, one of the highest rated movies of all time, very overrated. We all know the number 1 on IMDb, and I expect you all to go make this happen right now, should be 1989's The Burbs with Tom Hanks. Okay, if you've ever lived in a suburb, you have to watch that. It's like The Office, but for suburbs. It is mind-blowing and life-changing. There's only, I'd say maybe, I mean, I watched a lot of movies, but probably 10 movies that I've watched more than 3 times. Heck, more than 2 times. And The Burbs is number 1, and I've watched it probably 30 times. I'm not even joking. Go watch it. I think it's actually on YouTube. So, yeah, with that weird rabbit hole, thanks for watching, everybody. Oh, I'm going to be streaming later today. Probably not Magic because I'm still ranked so high that I can't get a fair match in draft, and I refuse to do anything else. I might go draft on an alternate platform, but that's just like a whole thing. I don't know if I got time to set that up, but you might see me playing like Generals or RA2 or Fallout 4. I don't know, something. Maybe New Vegas, maybe Fallout 3. I don't know. Maybe Mordor, Depths of Dejanel. Maybe I'll just play Minesweeper. You never know. So thanks for watching, though, and watch for that, and I'll see you guys next time.